Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. So Dan and his family took the trip from Illinois. He ran into a patch of rough weather, so what should have been a 10, 11-hour trip turned into 16 hours. But it's a brand new bike. He didn't want to take a gamble, and he wanted it done right the first time, so he trusted us, and he took the very long trip to come and see us for only a 4-speaker upgrade. But it's a brand new bike. He wanted it done right, so he bit the bullet and brought it out to us. We did a two-day turnaround for him, install, modify, tune. He was going to attempt to do it himself, so he ordered the product from a local dealer. They sent him a complete plug-and-play harness. Once he got the harness and looked at it, it didn't look like it would perform the way he wanted it to perform. So then he tried to fit the amp. They promised him that the amp would be direct fit, and it wasn't. He noticed there was gonna be some modification. So he said, you know what, I'm just gonna bring it to us. So Amplifier is a great amplifier. It's a new Cicada 1400.4, but the amp is larger than a Sound Digital 1200.4, and to install it under the radio, you have to modify the factory radio bracket. We do it all the time, so it's easy for us. He wasn't really comfortable with that, but it's a really snug fit. Even after modifying the bracket, getting the radio in there without cutting the headlight tabs is, if you haven't done it before, it takes a little bit. So the install came out really, really good. Something I wasn't happy about was the person that built him the plug-and-play harness originally used 8-gauge. It was oxygen-free copper, but it was 8-gauge. This amplifier is capable of producing 1400 watts RMS. 8-gauge wires only rated for 800 watts. And it wasn't like he asked for a discount on the wiring. If he's spending all this money on really good equipment, CM Cicadas for the speaker pods, the Cicada horns in the drop-in grills, Hertz 690 Neo, 6x9s, all really good equipment, all stuff we use here. Why would you give him 8-gauge instead of 4-gauge when the amplifier takes 4-gauge input? So even if the amplifier doesn't draw enough current to overdrive the 8-gauge wire, what's it going to cost? $40 more to go from 8-gauge to 4-gauge? You could have given him a choice. He would have went for the 4-gauge. So we did 4-gauge. If the amplifier takes 4-gauge, we're going to use 4-gauge. It's hard to produce power with the weak power supplies that Harleys have, so we have to give the amplifiers every bit of a fighting chance and just run the most current possible. That way the amplifier is more than it needs, it'll breathe, it won't overheat. It's just, but the build came out really good. Chris knocked it out in a day and a half. Sounds incredible, and I really like this 1400.4 on a 4-speaker setup. It's more than enough power, and it's really giving these 6.5s and these 6.9s workout. We use HCAM Mini DSP, so it ended up being Cicada horn grills, the Road Glide replacement grills with the horns, Cicada 6.5 CM mid-bass drivers in the fairing, HCAM Mini DSP, NVS Audio T harness, 4-gauge power and ground, oxygen-free copper stinger. Then we did upgraded frame ground, Hertz 690 Neos, and a cutting kit. And he had the kit installed, but they installed the 6x9s directly on the bottom of the kit. So we added a 1/2-inch spacer to space it out to make sure the woofer had enough space to move without the cone coming in contact with the edge of the kit. Came out really good. Check it out. Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. Client rode 16 hours. He got stuck in ridiculous traffic coming up from Illinois. He purchased some equipment from another shop. They claimed it was going to be plug and play, easy install. He didn't feel confident in the kit, so he reached out to me and decided to just bring us the bike and let us do it. So we're going to do a quick 2-day turnaround on this. It's a brand new bike. He didn't want to take a chance. It's all quality equipment, so we're going to use it. But a little modification of the radio bracket to get the Cicada amp to fit. But this is going to be a beautiful 4-speaker bike with 2 horns. Everything in the fairing. Check it out. So the amp's a BD 1400.4D. This is the Powerhouse 4-channel from Cicada. The amplifier is a little bit larger than the 1204, so we're worried about it clearing those headlight tabs. We're going to go ahead and install into the radio, but if you notice, that area has to be notched out a little bit to get the amplifier to fit. We have to notch it here and here to get it to fit under. As you slide it in, you notice, if you look from the front, that it's hitting on the corners and it won't slide through. This will not allow the headlight to go back on. So once we notch the bracket, the amplifier will slide all the way in. Notice how the amplifier has openings for 4-gauge wire. We're going to go ahead and use 4-gauge wire. We want the amplifier to have the most power possible to be able to do its job. They use the T-harness that plugs into the factory speaker plugs. We're using a T-harness that plugs directly into the radio. That way we can get our remote turn-on signal directly from there. They were getting direct remote turn-on signal from the accessory plug, which causes a pop sometimes. We don't like doing it that way. Then their wiring kit was only using 8-gauge wire. You see how thin the wire is, and you see the speaker pod connectors. We're using our T-harness, so we have a cleaner signal going into the DSP, and we're using 4-gauge instead of 8-gauge. I'd much rather use this instead of this. Now we got her torn apart. Let's jump into the install.
I speak it every day. I'm trying to get it poppin' each and every way. It's one nation under goons. My goons are stripping all these cats down in the under rooms.
What up? This is Dr. Dre. The party's going on. Thank God it's Friday. Keep the heads ringing. Keep the heads ringing. Say what? You better get up out of your chair. That's right. And work your body down. Yeah. No time to fall. up, so get up, get a move on, and get your groove on. It's the DRE, the spectacular, in a party, I go for your neck, so call me Blackula. As I train and niggas juggle the vein and maintain the lead blood stain, so don't complain, just chill. Listen to the beats I spill, keeping it real enables me to make another meal. Still, niggas run up and try to kill it will, but get popped like a pimple. So call me Clearasil, I wipe niggas off the face of the earth since birth. I've been a bad nigga, now let me tell you what I'm worth. More than a stealth bomber, I cause drama, the enforcer. Music floats like a flying saucer on a 747 jet. Never forget, I'm that nigga that keeps the whole Spanish wet. The mic gets smoked once you hear that beat kick. With grooves so funky, they come with a speed stick. So check the flavor that I'm bringing. The motherfucking DRE, I'll keep their motherfucking heads ringing. Yeah, keep the heads ringing. 1, 2 for the crew, 3, 4 for the dough, 5 for the hoe, 6, 7, 8 for death row. Mad niggas about to feel the full effect of intellect, so I can collect respect. Plus a check, now I'm
used to spend my nights out in the barroom.
I've gotta take a little time to think things over. Between the lines, in case I need it when I'm older. Every time our eyes meet, this feeling inside me is almost more than I can take. Baby, when you touch me, I can feel how much you love me, and it just blows me away. I've never been this close to anyone or anything. I can hear your thoughts, I can see your dreams. I don't know how you do what you do. Boys lost that game on Sunday, gotta work a double on Monday.
Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. Dan trusted us with his beautiful brand new Road Glide, rode all the way from Illinois, 16 hours because they got stuck in the snow. Made it a family trip, got the whole family with him. Was it worth the trip?
Yes, definitely.
Bike sounds amazing.
Sounds amazing.
Thank you for trusting us. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you.